Hello, everybody. I'm Don Hammock, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Bulldog Blitz. It's a happy episode after the Bulldogs defeated Holmes 48-14 here at George C. Cool Field. We'll talk with Coach Jack Wright and a couple of his players about the big win. Later on in the show, we'll introduce you to running back Terrion Avery and talk about things he likes to do on and off the field. And lastly on our show, we'll talk with men's basketball coach Wendell Weathers about his 2018-2019 team. Stick around. We're on the field with Mississippi Gulf Coast coach Jack Wright, undefeated coach Jack Wright. Coach, what did getting to 3-0 mean for y'all tonight?
Very important. You know, it was a non-division win, but I felt like Holmes is a very good team, one of the top teams in the league coming in, especially with what they do both offensively and defensively. You know, they're a very well-coached team. And so I felt like coming into the week it was a big challenge. And so we did, you know, we put a lot of effort and energy into the preparation, as we always do. And just really pleased with the way we played, just to be honest with you.
Let's start on the defensive side of the ball. Latrell Pollard's defense was outstanding. Really, I thought played the triple option as well as you can do it tonight.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to play that thing perfect because, you know, the nature of a defensive player is very aggressive. Well, playing against that offense, it kind of takes a little bit of that away. You have to be patient. You have to play assignment football. I thought we did a really great job tonight of mixing the patience with some aggression. You know, he did a fantastic job. You know, we're built on defense very fast. And so the thing that I'll say is, you know, they did have a few good plays on us, but they didn't seem to stay good. You know, those holes closed. And I think that's just, you know, a lot of energy and effort on that side of the ball tonight.
Offensively, y'all were very efficient. You were very evenly matched, running and throwing. How did your offense perform?
Yeah, no, I feel like that's when we're at our best. It's when we can do a little bit of both, and that's what we did tonight. We knew, you know, it was going to be very difficult to just run the football against Holmes. Is what they do. They're very good at shooting gaps and making the offensive line kind of hesitate and think a little bit on the run. So tough to get a push when a defense is doing that. So just fortunate that we were able to make the plays through the air. You know, a lot of them were very timely. There were a lot of big third down plays and some acrobatic catches made by our wideouts on third down to continue drives. And so, to me, that's why the score looks like it does, like it did, because on third down we were able to make some things happen, especially in some big situations.
Lowell was really good. He was 16 of 23 throwing for 255, I think. What did he do well for y'all tonight?
You know, really everything. When the offensive line plays as well as they did, I mean, he wasn't under a ton of pressure. I think he took a sack or two, but there was not a ton of pressure in the pocket. And when we were able to take some pressure off the quarterback with the run game like we did tonight, you know, that makes it a lot easier. But that being said, he did play very well. You know, that's his first start. I don't think he played his senior year in high school, and he redshirted last year at LSU. So that's his first real action, you know, with live bullets coming at him, under the lights, with a lot of pressure on him, and I thought he responded great.
And y'all were able to run the ball too. He had 3 touchdowns rushing, but again, your three-headed monster back there in the backfield did a good job of your running back stable.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of those guys run hard. We've talked about it. You know, Lowell's touchdowns really kind of came in situations where we got down there close, you know, and those quarterback runs sometimes are easier to get an extra hat. You know, you can get a lead blocker in front of him. So that's kind of what we had. A couple of quarterback design runs down there close. Those got called, and he was able to punch them in.
You got a week to get ready for the South Division. We head up to Ellisville next week. What do y'all have to take out of this performance and carry forward for 7 days?
Just to play fast, you know. Our 2 best performances have been here at home. You know, we've got to take that energy and that level of focus on the road. We've yet to prove that we can do that. Yeah, we did eke out a win versus Coahoma. We didn't play our best, so we're not going to be able to get away with that type of performance versus somebody with the talent level as Jones. So we're going to have to be able to focus, get on the bus, and go up there and play really well. They won the South last year. Coach Buckley and his staff all do a fantastic job, so they'll be ready. So we just got to have a good week of practice and prepare.
Congratulations, Jack. 3-0. That feels pretty good.
Yeah, it sure does. Thank you.
We're on the field with Mississippi Gulf Coast quarterback Lowell Narcisse. Lowell, it was a great start tonight. You guys jumped out to 20-0 lead in the first quarter. What was working for y'all tonight?
Well, I just told the guys just be aggressive, come out and play with confidence, Those guys were 2-0 that just beat the Jones last week, so I told them we got to come out and have the same confidence as they have. And I think we did a good job of coming out in the first 3 possessions and kind of get going, and we got it off to a great start.
Defense did a good job. Special teams did a good job. Got you a couple turnovers, too, that kind of really got the ball rolling for it, didn't they?
Well, they probably getting the wishbone since I first got here, and that was about a month ago. So they've been preparing for us. So I think they did an exceptional job of defending it.
What you guys were really balanced offensively. I think you were 16 of 23. You had 3 touchdowns running, 2 touchdowns throwing. When you're able to do both run it and throw it, how does that help open up the offense?
I thought I played okay. I missed a few things that I know I normally hit, but I felt, that adds another aspect to the game that made the defensive coordinator have something to defend. When the throwing game is going and we have 3 outstanding backs and we have me running and throwing the ball and being poised in the pocket, it's hard to defend that. And I felt like we showed it on the scoreboard.
Y'all were able to convert a bunch of third downs. I don't have the percentage right now. A lot of crossing routes and things like that. Was that something y'all were expecting to be able to do?
Yeah, just coming into the game, we know that we were going to get a lot of cover 3, and we had certain zones that we could attack. And I felt like we did a great job. Me and the receivers had chemistry that we worked in certain situations that we worked through practice all week. So I felt we did a great job of executing tonight.
What do y'all have to do to carry over from this game to next week, headed up to Jones?
Well, enjoy this one tonight and just come back to work Sunday. Like I told this guy, we can't dwell on this one right here. We got six complicated games ahead of us, so we got to be ready and come back to work this next week.
Congratulations, Lowell. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
We're on the field with big defensive lineman Lucky Davis. Lucky, it was a great win for you guys tonight. What did y'all do well on the defensive line?
I mean, we executed. We did everything right. We did everything we were supposed to do, listen to coach, follow instructions, and just do what we were supposed to do, and that's win and play our assignments.
You guys jumped out to big 20-0 lead in the first quarter. What did that feel like when y'all got rolling?
I mean, we just stayed at the same level because no matter what, we could start off good and then end off bad, but it's all about how we start off. So we started off good and we're going to end good.
You guys held him to 126-yard rushing. I know y'all have been working on that triple option. How did all that work pay off for y'all tonight?
I mean, it paid off great. It feel good to get the win. I mean, starting off from Sunday to 3 o'clock and just working, Coach Jack staying on us, is all gas, no brakes, and I just feel like we executed great tonight.
How do you carry over what y'all did tonight into next week when you start South Division play?
Continue to work hard, listen to Coach Jack, all the other coaches, and just play ball with my boy. That's all we know how to do.
All right, Lucky, congratulations. Good job.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Terrion Avery is the Bulldogs' leading returning rusher from last year. Let's learn more about Terrion Avery, what he likes to do on and off the field.
I started playing football when I was 5. My grandmother, she signed me up for Pee Wee football. First, well, in Pee Wee, I mean, all you had to do was run to one side of the field and cut it all the way back to the other side, but I just like the physical part about it. I mean, really just having the ball in your hand, because when you're on the field, that's really the most important thing. That's the thing you want in your hands. They told me if I came that I would play right away, and I felt like wherever I went, I wanted to play soon I got there, and I felt like that was the best place for me to be. I like that too, cause I got out, all your people from hometown, they be at every game. I like it. I mean, he gonna be on you. It don't matter how good you is, or he ain't gonna try to single nobody out. Everybody gotta work for what they want. I mean, when you up here, for me, I mean, it get my mind off a lot of things. Like anything you going through, it's just like when you up here, it's not even on your mind. I forget about everything. I'm just so zoomed in on football and what Coach Wright got us doing. I say this summer, my favorite class I took has been art. I really like. I ain't know I liked the art that much until this summer. I was able to make I was able to make things that I could use at home. Like I made me a coin jar. Just put all my coins I threw up in there, and I had made me a T. For my name, Terrion, I had made me a T, and I said I was gonna put it in a frame, put it on the wall. Coach Wright wants us to be a balanced attack, run the ball and throw the ball, so I feel like we'll just feed off each other. I know we thrown the ball better this year than we did last year. It's real good. I mean, I try to get, like, whatever they give me, I try to give it back. I don't try to just be taking in everything. Whatever energy they give me, I try to give it back. The atmosphere in the locker room, everything good. I mean, we competitive when we on the field, but at the end of the day, we still brothers. Oh, it's real. It's competitive, and all three of us real good. Me, OMNI, and Austin. We all good. I just say it just make you want to go harder. I just say that, and I think it's a good thing. I think because it make everybody better. I mean, I ain't never been to a D1, but I mean, everything it's way better from what I've always had. I mean, like a D1 to me, it felt good. It felt like I got my feet back under me. It felt good. Week 1, I missed 2 touchdowns on one. I tripped over the defender, which I ain't supposed to trip. I supposed to keep my feet, but it was in my head week 2, and it's gonna continue to be in my head because he gonna stay on you about it. My hobby, I like riding dirt bikes and 4-wheelers. That's what I really like doing when I ain't playing ball. It just excite me. I like going fast. I like doing catwalks, mud riding. That's just what I like to do. I'm a country boy. I like fishing. Hunting, I ain't patient enough for hunting. But fishing, I do it every now and then. I don't do as much as I ride 4-wheelers and dirt bikes though.
Everyone has a similar choice to make, to coast through life or do more. Take advantage of financial aid. Take a class for college credit or a degree. Take stock of your goals and work smart toward accomplishing them. And you can do so much more than coast through life. Gulf Coast through life at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College.
Looks like Gulf Coast men's basketball coach Wendell Weathers has a lot of depth on this year's squad and some improved outside shooting. Let's talk with Coach Weathers and look at his 2018-2019 squad.
Don, it's really early to tell. We've got a lot of new kids, a lot of young guys coming in. I think they're going to be very, very good players. Right now, they're tremendously inexperienced at this level. They're having to get used to the more equivalency and the talent and the skill set that they're running against each day versus, maybe what they had a year ago. But I like this group of guys. They're working really hard. They're learning. They're buying in. So, we like what we have, and we'll just see where we can go with it. We have a long way to go, though. Well, I hope this team's going to be, twofold. Right now, I think we're going to have a lot more depth than we had last year. Now, that being said, last year's team ran into a bunch of injuries that we typically don't run into. But right now, this team looks to be a lot deeper. A problem that we had last year offensively is we did not score very well consistently from the perimeter. This team, I think, is going to be much better from the perimeter than that group last year, which is going to expand our offense. It's going to give us more opportunities to do other things that we like to do. Well, Spivery's our returning point guard. Lorraine has done a really, really good job for us last year, probably exceeded our expectations as a freshman. And he just comes with a lot of experience and a lot of confidence and involves the rest of the guys. And if you don't have a point guard, you don't have a good quarterback, you're fighting an uphill battle from the get-go. And so, Lorraine's going to be, kind of the stable point for where this thing all starts and where it begins. Jalen's coming back off of one of those season-ending injuries last year. Right now, he's doing really well out there. It's just a matter of getting back in the groove of things. But he's a big, strong, 6'4" kid, extremely athletic, and we expect a lot out of him. Quan's our returning 4'5" guy. He's very long, very athletic. We're expecting big things out of him. He was, last year was his first year back into basketball, 2 years out. So We think he's going to be much, much better this year than he was last year, and he gained a world of experience last year, so we're expecting big things out of him as well. KEEVON ONEY was our starting 2-guard down the stretch last year, and he's playing exceptionally well right now. Brings a ton of length and athleticism to our guard spot. So KEEVON's doing really, really well as well. Burbridge is another guy that's coming off of another one of those season-ending injuries, and he appears to be pretty much back to full speed right now. We just got to get him back in the groove and let him learn what we're doing. Phoenix Ford, 6'8" transfer from the University of Richmond, is doing a really good job right now. He's got things he's got to improve upon, but he's going to be a solid mid-major prospect when he leaves here. And we don't know, exactly what his future is going to hold. He's a guy that can stay 2 years here. If he does that, I think that his recruiting will go much, much higher. But at the same time, he's in a position where he could leave after a year, and right now he's getting a lot of solid mid-major looks. Well, TAFARI is another very, very talented incomer. He's having to learn our system, and it's been a little bit, slow for him. But we're expecting big things out of him. He's kind of a non-positional player with his skill set and his length and his size. He can legitimately play the 3, 4, 5 for us in our system, and we think that he will cause a lot of mismatch problems, for folks as we get into this thing. Well, we're really excited about this group of guards that we have coming in. Ryan Black, Dylan Neely from Biloxi, A.J. Banks from Pearl River Central, MYKAH Brown from Petal. These guys are going to bring a whole different level to our offense, we hope. These guys can really, really shoot the ball out on the floor. Dylan and Ryan both made over 100 threes last year in their senior year at their respective high schools. All 4 of these guys shot over 40% from three-point line their senior year in high school. So that's an area that we wanted to address. We felt like it was a problem that we had last year, and hopefully that, we're not going to run into that so much this year. MYKAH's a kid that's got he's really, really intriguing. He's a 6'3.5" point guard, and he's got a world of potential ahead of him. He's just got to learn what's going on at this level. Willie Logan is a 6'5" transfer from Pearl River, and he's been a huge, huge surprise for us. We recruited him out of high school, chose to go to Pearl River, had a change of heart at the end of last year, and he's done a really good job early on for us. Well, I think the South's going to be just like the South's typically every year. I think it's going to be a dogfight right down to the end. I think Jones is going to be better than they were last year. Pearl River won the state last year, and they're as good probably or better than they were last year. Southwest is going to compete. Colin's going to compete. The South's it's going to be a dogfight. Typically our conference champion, if you want to call them that, at the end of the regular season, that usually is not determined sometimes to the last game of the season. So I don't know that this will be any different. It's going to be a struggle. It's very, very well balanced. Well, right now, I don't know. It looks kind of like a bomb hit it, but they're making progress on that. You can see some things that they've done and see where it's going to go. The front of the gym's starting to take shape out there. I know those guys have been hampered a little bit by the weather and the rain, but we're hoping in the next few weeks they'll be through with that, and we'll have a tremendously brand new facelift on the outside that will be much more modern and attractive to folks coming and going.
Thank you for joining us on Bulldog Blitz. We'll see you next week from Ellisville when the Bulldogs travel to Jones College. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.